Hi everyone, John from LookSmart Home Inspections here in New Jersey, performing home inspections throughout the state of New Jersey. On today's video, what I'm going to be doing is going over 3 specific defects that I found yesterday in a 1950s built home. Now this house is a 2-family house, but these defects will relate just fine to a single-family residence. And my goal is to empower you guys to know various defects in homes even before your home inspections so you guys can make good decisions. The more you know about potential home problems even before your home inspection, the more educated a home buyer you're going to be. So these 3 defects are going to be related to the electrical panel box, the main sewer line, and water seepage problems in the rear of the home. You guys ready? We're going to jump right in. Here we see an example of Federal Pacific electrical panel boxes. Usually these panel boxes will have the letters FPE in red across the top of the box. In 1983, the Consumer Product Safety Commission opened an investigation into the Federal Pacific Electric Company regarding these breakers that failed to trip. In 2005, a court charged Federal Pacific or Reliance Company with distributing circuit breakers that did not comply with UL standards. So as a new home buyer, I don't want you to think that these electrical panels are okay. And don't let anybody ever tell you that these panels are okay. Because when the Consumer Product Safety Commission did their investigation, they found that 25% of the time these breakers do not trip. And when you actually put the breaker back in the on position, from a trip position, they fail 36% of the time. So if you're looking for a house and you see these Federal Pacific panels in there with the FPE or written on them, Federal Pacific, I want you to understand that you will probably have to have an electrical service upgrade. This was a 2-family house, and we want to see that each of the dwelling units has 100 amps of service. In this case, we only had 50 amps of service for each dwelling unit, and most insurance companies are now going to require at least a minimum of 100 amps service for each apartment unit. So if you go to a house and you see less than 100 amps, if you're buying a 2-family house or even a single-family home, you want to make sure that there's a minimum of 100 amps service. Okay, that would be the bare minimum. Ideally, we would want to see 150 or 200 amps of service depending on the size home and the electrical draw needs of the house. The thing that I recommended the customer do here is to, when they do have the electrical service upgrade made, is to move their electric meters to the outside of the home. This way, when the power utility company comes to read the meter, they don't have to come into the garage, and it's just a lot easier if they're not home or at work or on vacation or whatever. This setup that we have here with the 2 electric meters in the garage is quite an older type of configuration. It's not really done that extensively, and we really would like to see these meters move to the exterior of the home. The next thing we're going to talk about is the problem potentially with the main sewer line in this house. So when you guys are looking at a house that you're thinking about buying, I want you to try to, if possible, locate the main sewer line cap. This is typically in the lowest level of the home, basement or crawl space, and sometimes they're actually located on the exterior front or rear of the home as well. So the thing I noticed here was that there are 2 newer sewer cleanout caps on what we call a house trap located in the garage. So why is that important? If there are newer sewer line caps, we know that the older sewer line caps were removed. So if you go in there and you see a plastic cap, either red, yellow, or orange sewer line cap, that means the original cast metal cap was removed. Why? Because they had sewer work done. Most likely they had a roto-rooter type company come in to roto-rooter or to jet the main sewer line in order to remove debris, roots, obstruction, that kind of thing. It can also indicate that the sewer line is prone to obstruction, and this is important in an old house because a sewer line is an expensive proposition if you move into a home and then you have to replace the sewer line. So sewer lines get damaged, broken, displaced, roots get inside the terminations of the sewer line. A lot of different things can happen. So I want you to be cognizant and locate these sewer line caps and take a look. If there are new caps or newer caps, you should think about having a sewer line inspection performed. So on this house, I did recommend to the customer that she have a sewer line inspection performed because as a home inspector, I can't see the below ground sewer line and I have no idea what condition it's in other than visibly look for the clues that tell me that work has been performed on it. So let's take a quick look at what I saw on the next clip, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what to look for. Here we can see two newer red sewer line caps which indicate the old caps have been removed to access the sewer lines, so we know that work has been performed, most likely a jetting or a router service. Also, we can see some paper residue as well, which is also an indication of a sewer line problem. In the next clip, we're going to see something that you guys can all look for when you're going up to a house that you're thinking about buying. So if you see a driveway, walkway, patio that has a moderate or even severe slope toward the foundation wall, we know that water is going to be directed towards those exterior walls and eventually probably end up in our basement, crawl space, lower level. Water's our enemy always when you're looking at a house. So think in terms of where the water is going to end up around the home and visibly look for, take a walk around the exterior of the house. You don't know how many times I've gone to a home inspection where the buyer says they didn't even walk the backyard. So it's imperative. You guys are spending a lot of money on houses, especially in New Jersey. You want to make sure that the grade around the home is going to support water being directed away and not towards the foundation walls. Crucially important aspect when you're looking for a house. Here we see some evidence of water infiltration through the walls. There's some mold growth also, probably a cladosporium, which is a black mold. There's also some efflorescence, and we can see some water staining on the bottom of the shelving units also in the basement, which is indicative of a water infiltration problem here. So there you have it, guys. 3 defects that you guys can easily look at when you're thinking about buying a house, when you're visiting a home. Make sure you open the electrical panel box cover, take a look and see what box manufacturer you have, especially if it's an old house. Make sure you take a walk around the entire property of the home, including the driveways and walkways and patio, to make sure that they are not directing water towards the foundation of the house. And number 3, try and attempt to locate the sewer cleanout, probably located in the basement, and make sure that cap is not plastic or brass, because then you know the sewer line cap has been replaced and most likely sewer line work has been performed. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I certainly do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're really feeling good today, hit subscribe. More videos to come about home inspection and house buying. And most of all, stay empowered and keep your eyes open.